plan for Terence Crawford is to fight in the fall. We still are optimistic that we can make the fight that everybody wants to see, and that's Crawford against Spence. I think Spence wants that fight, and hopefully we'll get it done. If we can't get it done, we're going to put Crawford in with the best available welterweight. But Crawford is definitely fighting in the fall.
They're saying that Spence probably is going to fight Shawn Porter. Is that
probably is not fighting Shawn Porter? Obviously, if that fight was made, it would have been announced.
Exactly.
So the fight can't be made. Why can't it be made? Because it's not a pay-per-view fight, and nobody can afford the amount of money that Spence wants for a fight. The only way he can make that money is to fight against Crawford.
Without a fight with Canelo.
Who?
For Spence.
Well, that really is not real. Not realistic at all.
But from Spence's point of view, he just fought Mikey on a pay-per-view. It's hard to go from pay-per-view back to regular.
Thank you. Thank you. You're absolutely correct. Because the money is so different.
Right. How big can that fight be at this point? If they go into that next without any more build-up, Crawford and Spence.
I think it could be a major fight. I think he could do really big numbers, a hell of a lot more than Spence Garcia.
Bob, you promoted the who's who in boxing: Ali, Oscar De La Hoya, Mayweather. Talk about Fury, how popular he is, his personality, how he shines.
Well, Ali was very, very good, and he could relate to the public, and he said a lot of truthful things, but it was almost like in cliches, like black is beautiful, all that. I mean, that was very, very unique for its time. And then George Foreman, wasn't that open to the public, but he laughed at himself, and people loved him. This guy is tremendously articulate, very, very smart, innately smart, and so a lot of what he says is very, very interesting and very topical, particularly when he talks about depression and the mental health issues that he had. That's really teaching. I mean, I've learned a lot from what he said, and I'm sure the public has. And that's a major problem, mental health issues. And for him to attack it the way he has, I think is really done a tremendous service.
And also, can you talk about making the Wilder versus Fury fight already? I mean, it's something tremendous.
Wilder versus Fury fight is going to happen. We're going to do, hopefully, Fury gets by this fight. We'll do another fight for him in the fall. Deontay Wilder has a fight in the fall against Ortiz. And then early next year, the plan is to put them together.
How tremendous is that rematch going to be? Because that first fight was like just something out of a movie.
Well, that's true. But again, so few people saw that first fight. It was boxing fans, and we've got to, in order to make it the success that it should be, because it is such a tremendous fight, that we've got to get the public, the general public, the sports public involved, not just the boxing public. It's too small, the boxing public.
We've seen Wilder go on ESPN as well, and some of the first take shows. Do you think that's going to help?
Oh, absolutely. Once we get that launched with the Fury Wilder second fight, Wilder will bring, I hope, Fox to the table, and ESPN will bring Fury to the table, and I am sure there'll be tremendous cross-promotion, that Fury will be on Fox shows and Wilder will be on ESPN shows. Of course, everybody is going to cooperate at that point to make it the biggest heavyweight fight in history.
For those who don't know, can you talk about how it would be televised since it's a joint promotion?
Well, it's easy. Same way that Mayweather-Pacquiao was. You have two distributors. Hopefully it'll be Fox and ESPN working together, just the way Showtime and HBO worked together a couple of years ago. I mean, it just, there's a situation where 1 and 1 is better than just 1.
Those fights where Showtime and HBO worked together, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Lewis Tyson, they did excess of 1 million pay-per-view buys. Do you think Wilder Fury can do in excess of 1 million pay-per-view?
Well, our goal is to do in excess of 2 million. I mean, I wouldn't be satisfied with all of this build-up to do less than 2 million buys in the United States. I think that's completely doable. You know, look at take what's his name, Conor McGregor, right? Great personality. When he fought Mayweather, what they do, close to 4 million buys? Right. Now, take Fury. Fury is bigger than Conor McGregor as a personality, you know, and he talks a lot more sense than Conor McGregor, but he's more entertaining, right? So why wouldn't we do more than 2 million buys, which is barely half of what Mayweather and Conor McGregor did? So that's how I run my numbers.
And ultimately, because Deontay's team is saying they're going to fight Luis Ortiz first and then the rematch. Does that mean we see Tyson Fury in the ring one more time before a rematch with Wilder?
Yes, because that's part of the process of building them both up. And hopefully the public will see a lot more of Deontay Wilder, I mean, as a personality, because the kid is really a good personality. He's also articulate, and I think the public just has to be exposed to him more to help build up the fan base.
Did you feel in the build-up to the Brazil fight they did a better job of that with Wilder in this last fight?
Yeah, I think so. Not as good as I had hoped, because Brazil, you know, maybe, you know, they couldn't get the momentum. And also, again, I don't want to criticize, because it's not a criticism. It's Showtime. Now, Showtime gets, again, we're back to a limited audience. If that fight was on Fox, with all of Fox's programming on FS1, it would have been much bigger, and Deontay Wilder would be known to more people than having it on Showtime. No really disrespect for Showtime, but it is what it is. They have a small audience, a small niche audience. HBO was a little bigger, but it was still small. And now the essence has to be to move away from premium television and to go and to expose it to as many people as possible.